What's up, y'all? It's the It's Your Neighbor podcast. I'm your guy, Monte Reyment, and I got my guy,
Anthony Alvarado, in the house. Yes, for episode 34.
Yes.
All right, no, seriously, though.
The reason we're making those sound effects, though.
Because we were just at Epic.
Yeah, and we have an epic interview with them.
Yeah.
That's
And,
awesome.
the interview was talking about Harvest Fest, which we're going to get to the end. But it was awesome just being able to sit down with those guys and do this classic interview about the show that we're doing. So,
Yeah, it was incredible. Before we do that, let's recap last week.
let's recap last week. So last week at episode 33, That's Flipping Good. We talked about real estate investing and flipping with Tay and Ash, our realtors here at Take Action Realty Group. Because remember, we sell houses. Check out the link below. But with that being said, really kicking in with Monte's experience in investing and flipping and really looking at another additional revenue stream here as a brokerage.
For sure. And I think the fun part was for me, I got to teach a little bit during that episode. You know, a lot of times we're interviewing everybody else. And for me, a little bit, I was getting interviewed, and it was cool to be able to share some of that knowledge. And, you know, over 30 flips in my career. And that's, I think,
Mic drop.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it might be less, might be more, but it's probably somewhere pretty close. I try to do about, 5 to 10 a year. And it's a great, like Anthony said, it's a great revenue stream. It's a great way to get capital, but also real estate investing. You know, it's another way. You know, you have 401ks, you have other things. I choose to do it through real estate. It's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I do. Not stating anything against those other ways of investing. It's just real estate's what I know and what I trust. And so it's been good.
And that's what we have a lot of synergy with. Of course, you heard from Ashley and Tay really talking about their future endeavors, but even those that already got started. Ash with their Airbnb, which of course is a property that you sold her. That's how you connected. That's on a previous episode, which we'll link here. And then Taylor doing an awesome opportunity and job with her family and getting into property eventually and, flipping in some senses.
Yeah, she's taking action.
Renovating a house and then really taking action. Right?
Yeah, and she's renovated one house. They got the itch for it, but now they bought some vacant land. They're going to build on it. And so she's had some great questions, out there on social media about, just how she wants to go about designing it and building it. And it's great. So I'm excited for both those girls. They're just getting started on their real estate journeys, but it was cool, in 5 years, we're able to do this and get into this position because of real estate investing. And now we're in a whole different mode.
It's going to be wild to see us grow and see our team members grow this next year as we look at the have rentals, even across the country. There is talk. With that being said, though, if you're looking to be part of a realtor team like we have here at Take Action Realty, we are actually opening it up to the community first Tuesday of every month. But we're kicking off in October with our first workshop. Yeah. So if you want to come over and hang out, you can come and just jump on our Facebook, check out what we have going on, and you can let us know by sending us a message.
For sure. But let's get into the interview. Check it out, and we'll be back at the end to recap a few things and do some cool stuff.
That's right. So we got episode 34 with Epic here in Green Bay talking about Harvest Fest. Check it out. Today from Epic. So we have Jessica and we have Brian. How are you guys doing today?
We're great.
Awesome. And tell us what you do here.
So between the two of us, we have a small team here, but we run Epic, and I take on most of the hospitality. I'm the assistant general manager here. So behind the scenes, booking private rentals, and then also taking care of the bands and hospitality when guests come in the building, and behind the scenes when bands are here, making sure that they're having a great time and that they have a great experience.
Awesome. Sound like Ryan does anything then.
And Ryan,
no, not really. Not really. Sometimes you just got to get out of the house and you want to come to a cool place to work. But no, to her point, like she said, we do not have a huge full-time staff here. So amongst the few of us, running the day-to-day, executing or making sure that we have a full calendar, of plenty of different events coming in, whether it's rock acts or country acts or comedy or, rental situations such as, what we're doing with you guys here. It really opens it up to anything, like we didn't want it to be that cliche. It was like, well, what do you guys want to do? It's like, well, we want to do a little bit of something for everybody, of course everybody does,
right.
But we've tried to do that. And over time, things tend to steer one way or the other, about what you do more of consistently. But overall, there's not a time where there's not a hip hop show, a magic show, a country show or something like that in the
Yeah.
lineup. So just mixing it up and trying to keep it interesting.
I think you guys just had Yin Yang Twins here for a hip hop show, I think.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what was the last show you had? Exactly.
That's what he said all day. That's what he said all day.
And what was the show? It was the Taking Back event. It was the emo night.
Oh, the Hawthorne Heights.
Yes.
The festival day is like we called it. There was like 6 bands from like 8 in the morning until 1 in the morning. We had about 70 people here. It was pretty wild, but it was pretty fun.
So where did the idea for this come up? Obviously, it's an amazing venue. It's incredible. You guys have gone through and thought of pretty much everything that you could possibly think of, at least from my point of view, as far as what you can provide a band. Like, it's not just about the people who are walking through the doors, but you're actually providing an amazing facility for the bands and the crew. So where did Epic come from? Where was the idea?
So I think the idea goes back to, and if you watch, we have a series on our website as well.
Behind the curtain.
Yes, that kind of explains that. But it started with an idea, and like most businesses do, and it came to fruition. But our owner has a passion for music, and had always wanted to have some sort of way to provide entertainment to the community. And I think that the opportunity came in. Speaking of flipping, this used to be a Gordman's building, and this was flipped.
I've been probably running a cart down this row at some point.
Yeah, a little different look to it now. But it was an idea that we were fortunate enough to have an owner with a passion for music and entertainment and providing opportunities for our community, and so we were lucky enough to be able to make it happen.
So what was the process like from that idea? Where did it, just starting out? I mean, obviously ideas come. This is how we got to this point for us. But what was that process like in the beginning?
Well, the process for this was a bit more interesting than anything else, simply because we did it during COVID too. So the supply chains, as far as, getting the pieces of wood that we're sitting on right now, to the steel that's behind the walls, to the labor, to everything, so that was a challenge on its own. But to her point, it was literally stripped down to the studs. I mean, this was absolutely nothing, once it got going. So the process was intensified, I believe, because, everybody, you still had to be, 6 feet apart, so you'd have your meetings with all your, your contractors and everything.
Right.
And the circle would look, the size of this room, like, you got this, right? Yeah, we got this.
Sure.
And, and with everyone, wearing the masks and everything like that. So again, it wasn't anything that everyone didn't have to deal with, but just doing it in the middle of a build out, what I mean, just made it more interesting. So that was definitely a challenge.
Oh, I mean, for sure. It's incredible. I mean, it gets my brain firing on all other things too.
You're like, I got to grab that mic.
No, I'm just in awe with what you guys have been able to do. And it's been cool. I've been here to a couple of shows myself, and it's intimate too, I think, when you have the artists in, because you are up close. You only have that certain distance. You get how many people in here? About 2,000?
Just over 2,000, yeah. And that was probably the most important thing for us too, is we want to give a great experience for the guests, but we also want to give a great experience for the bands. So when the next time they come around and they can come here, there, or the next place, they come back here, hopefully, because, we try and take care of them and give them those, certain things that they might not be able to get other places. So that was high on the list to make sure everybody is taken care of.
So some of the things, I'm going to get a little punny here, but behind the curtain, what do the bands experience?
Well, we have a couple of things here that are pretty unique. We have our own basketball court it's a legit sport court, half court basketball court that's branded Epic, and there's a big speaker in there so you can hook it up to your phone.
Well, you guys had Ice Cube here too,
who
happens to own a 3-on-3 professional basketball league.
Yeah,
so that had to be cool.
That was pretty cool having him in there for sure. Some of the names are in there, that have played in there we wouldn't have expected. Like Billy Bob Thornton played a whole game in there. We're like, oh, it's interesting. We didn't see that one coming, but it was cool. But we also have a weight room and a game room back there with some shuffleboard and some pool. And, a lot of times, bands will want to go to the gym and things like that around the area. And this way they don't have to, they can just come right back here.
I would assume the reason why you did that is, and maybe we talked about this in the tour last time, but they're on tour. So they don't have they're in a bus most of the time, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, the first thing they see when they walk in the door is 2 sets of washers and 2 sets of dryers. And that normally just turns that frown upside down if that's the case, because
Right,
now
they
they get
can
to
clean
know
those
that they
road
get to do
clothes.
their laundry and then I guess that probably the most important is we put a lot of time and efforts and money into our dressing rooms, where they're essentially hotel rooms. I mean, they have 70-inch televisions, a couple of a wet bar, a couple of refrigerators, fully furnished, etc. So yeah, it's just
Kind of sounds like our garage.
it's very it's accommodating, it's
Yeah.
comfortable, so they actually want to come inside instead of just hang out in their.
It's almost like an artist care program. I mean, it's becoming more and more popular to come along your artists and to support them on, their health journey as they're touring and going out and doing what they do best, right? I mean, I think about, Marcus King when I came here earlier this year, loved the show and talking about somebody that puts in the work, just on tour constantly since he's been 14 years old. And he talks about very openly how he struggled over the years traveling and doing the thing. So having a place to come home and, maybe even feel a little bit like home goes a long way.
Absolutely, and that night in particular, he was expressed how grateful he was for such a fantastic day, and whether it was lip service or not,
Yeah.
we believe him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully it felt genuine to me. So, but yeah, I mean, just trying to bring in acts that you can't see anywhere else in Green Bay. That's the goal. Doesn't always work out that way, but when it does, so we're pretty excited about it.
Let's talk about that actually. So you're talking about a Midwest location, bringing artists here. You got a huge focus on, like I see on the bill right now, you got things like Hatebreed, and you got a number of other artists within the heavy metal scene, but you also have some other artists coming on through. What has the response been from the community now that you guys are really putting a lot of shows out there?
Well, it's growing,
Yeah.
which is what we want to
Yeah.
do. Like Ryan
calendar's
said,
getting packed.
we started a entertainment business coming out of COVID. So we started with potted shows, and we've just been working on marketing to different genres of music and different people, trying to get as many people in the building as we can throughout the community and the surrounding areas, and it's growing. So we're seeing return guests and return ticket sales, but there's still opportunity for growth, and we're just trying to find what genre of music people in our community want to come and see, when they're going to buy the tickets, when they're going to support us. So right now you're seeing maybe a heavier mix of heavy metal and things like that, but those tickets are selling. So that's part of the business model. We need to, we're
That's what I grew
here,
up in, being in the Midwest.
yeah, to provide
Especially
what
all those
people
older bands
want.
coming back.
Yeah. So, we've thrown a lot out there that, you'd think would stick, and it just maybe doesn't, or we haven't hit that right target market of people. But we're trying everything. We're still new, and, there's other areas that maybe, we haven't went down and tried, but we're not, saying no to anything. So we're trying it all. It's just a matter of time. And, whatever tickets sell are going to be ones that we look at doing again. So that's kind of where we're
Now,
at.
you mentioned a couple of times, obviously, the hard part is starting during COVID, getting those sort of things. We're in a business where we're in startup mode, too. We're a year and a half in-ish, maybe less. And things get scary at times. What maybe is like a piece of advice you can give for those business owners out there who maybe started during COVID or are starting a new business where things get a little bit scary? What's the best advice you can give them?
I think starting any new business or acquisition, it takes 2 to 3 years to find out if you're gaining that momentum, and you're not going to get in the black for a few years. So don't get discouraged when that year might not get you to the black line, because new businesses take time, and it takes time for people to realize who you are. It takes time for them to realize what you're about, and what you can provide to them moving forward. And I just think, don't get discouraged is the biggest thing, and to keep your eye on your goals, and just continue to do the right things, and it'll all, work out in the end. So.
Well, we're going to keep that on like an audio clip.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
every time
Replay
somebody
that. Replay.
from the team's like, I don't know.
We
Yeah.
have a Ted Lasso sign in our office.
Yeah.
That just believe.
We'll
Anytime
just,
I leave inspiration, I
we'll
pop
just
in there
put that
and
right in the
tap
chat.
it.
There you go.
Hey, team, we're really working this week. Let's
You
get
guys
it.
are probably in a very similar. So remember your wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stack the
Yeah, we just
success.
talked about that
remember
last week.
remember how
Yeah.
good that felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone's so excited.
Even the small
when-
ones, especially the small ones,
And
maybe.
then when it doesn't go, it goes like, ooh, I don't know if this is such a good idea. It's like you're gonna have highs and lows. Just remember what it feels like when it feels good, because it's not. It's gonna be, what have you done for me lately, kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
No
So,
kidding.
um,
So one thing I wanted to, before we exit out and talk about Harvest Fest and what we're doing here in October, is where are you heading as an event space? What is the big dream?
Well, I think to her point, is mentioning that as much as we'd love to think that everyone in town knows who we are, it's just not the case. You know what I mean? It's been almost 3.5 years now. But we'll go to the post office and someone who works there will be like, "Oh, Epic Events, so where's that?" I'm like, "Postman,
Right?
You don't know, or like we get a lot of deliveries
Yeah.
here, so like a DoorDash person will come and they'll be like, "Oh, what is this place? I've never seen it before." We're like, "Dude, you're a delivery, you know everywhere around here."
Do you like music?
Yeah, but those, and it's frustrating because you think it's great and and everyone should know who you are, but
It was a good reminder, though.
it's an absolute reminder,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
just lets you know that you got a long way to go, and some of the market research that we did, we like to call going to concerts.
Yes.
But we like to call
That sounds like good research. If you want to bring us with, it'd be fun.
places, and sometimes we went to the iconic venues in cities and
Yeah.
things like that where they're iconic because they've been there for 20, 30, 50 plus years, and then we've gone to the brand new places, just like ours too,
Yeah.
where that are going through the same growing pains as we are. So where we're going is we'd like to continue to let people know that we're here and that we're bringing large entertainment to a small venue on a regular basis, year round.
And that's part of the reason why we're here, is trying to create some awareness around something that we're doing as well with another neighbor of ours. I mean, you guys are literally 5 miles away from our headquarters at Take Action, and to be able to do Harvest Fest, we wanted to bring it full circle, and I think I'll let you talk a little bit more about that. But it is important to us. We want to essentially invite all of our partners, our friends, our clients who got us here, and then open up to the community to let people have a good time and maybe share a little bit about how we create homes here. So with that, this is really your Genesis idea, and pretty much he brought me on.
I mean, I just
Brought me on board. Yeah, he's like,
what it is,
the
guys.
first time we talk, he's like, "Look, man, I want to do a concert. I want tigers there. I want flames. I want all the things. Let's do this as big as we possibly can." And within really our first year, I mean, this is our second annual because we did the Harvest Fest, but we only promoted for like 8 days last year, and we got like 120 people, and so that was awesome. But now we're here.
Yeah, I mean, we were a brand new company last year at this time. Anthony had been working with us for I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'm like, "Hey, we got this. I want to do a fall fest. I want to be able to like give our clients like just pumpkins. That's all I wanted, essentially, and then to show off our new building. And then, I was always thinking bigger. My past when I was a real estate agent prior, I had a client event at the Lyric Room, and actually the Astronomers played there as well. And I have an awesome relationship with those guys. And I don't know. I think the reason why is they're young. I used to work with young student athletes and helping kids go to college to play sports, and they just kind of reminded me of when they started their business, their band, and they kind of got a little taste of success, and now they're on the up and up. They're at 500,000 Spotify followers every single month, and they're incredible. They play a nice brand of music, and it's fun, and it's that thing. I think they're close to just popping off. So, but it's been fun to watch their journey, and it reminds me of mine in real estate a little bit. I mean, they're a little further along, I think, than I am, but they've been phenomenal, and it's. I just enjoy that. I love watching new businesses grow. I love watching, small businesses in the community succeed. I love watching other people succeed, and that's been my background. And you can't do anything without other people, I think, to reach a certain level of success. You can do a lot on your own, and that's great. I could go do a lot on my own, and I'd be fine. But without team, without people, I think you're capped at a certain point. And just bringing that all together in a celebration like we are doing for Harvest Festival is a little bit of giving, a little bit of celebrating what we've did in the past, and then showcasing what we're going to do in the future is also what we want to do, and bring everybody together in a synergistic way is really the emphasis of what we're trying to do. So I appreciate you guys opening the doors for us. I'm glad you guys had an opening, because that was getting just a timetable down and then a venue down was a nightmare for us early on. And by the time we figured it all out, he goes, "Dude, let's go to Epic." And I'm like, "I kind of want to do an outdoor thing." He's like, "Let's go to Epic." I'm like, "All right, then just take me over there, show me." And then the second I came in here, I was like, "All right, I'm sold." It wasn't hard. Like, I just needed to see it.
That
for
was pretty
myself.
funny because I actually heard you say that too. You're like, "Yeah, we'll do it." I'm like, "Okay."
All right, let's get it.
Yeah, I
Gonna
don't.
end this tour now.
It doesn't take long for me to make a decision on a lot of things. So if I see it, Yeah, it's all. I mean, it's incredible. So thank you guys so much for allowing us on here. Do you got anything else?
Oh man, I'm just gonna add just a little bit. Just the reason why, and I just want to express this to you. Thank you. This is something we want to do every year. So talking about opportunities to partner in the future and bring other shows to the community. I think there's exciting opportunity there. But also, I've been going to shows for 26 years. I started when I was 14. I'm 40 years old today. I love going to shows, mostly here in the Midwest. Literally, music is part of my life. I love, and it's helped me survive. It's helped me thrive, and it definitely gets me up every single day. And it helps me close my day down with even my little son. I was already saying to you, like, if you ever have Nathaniel Rateliff come through or Dan Arbuck, any of those guys, you better call me. But besides that, to work with the Astronomers and see them from Oshkosh, where I lived for many years, to see their excitement. And then also like Kurt Gunn and those guys and Brad, they called me and they were losing it. They're like, oh my God, we're doing a show at the Epic. This is going to be amazing. We're opening up for the Astronomers. We're closing down another show to be here. And so you're not only providing an opportunity for us, but you're also providing an opportunity for these bands to do something, well, epic.
Yeah, and I think one thing too, but I think one thing too to bring in Brad, it's important for us to have Brad play here. Brad's gone through a lot here in the last year with his cancer diagnosis, but what he means to our team, he's our mental health coach. Like he comes in once a week and he coaches our team. He coaches me personally. He's done that with Rob and Anthony on one-on-one basis. And to see what he's capable of doing, this is the least we could do. Like when I thought we need to have an opener, he was the only guy I thought of, and bringing Kurt on, his partners too, is going to be cool. And those guys are well.
Yeah. They're down at Gibson with Tyler SJ and
yeah. And I mean, they're, Whammy Award winners and, all that stuff. So it's going to be awesome. So I'm sorry I cut you off, but I didn't want to leave Brad out of that.
No, I would just say thank you guys. I mean, thanks for choosing us to have the event. We love events that are tied into live music. What we do, it's what we get excited about doing. So it was an easy one.
All right, now we're going to put you on the hot seat. We do this every episode. We never prep anybody. This is the close.
We didn't talk about this, did we?
We flip it. So you guys are now the interviewers.
You get one question.
You get one question each.
That's it. Ask it. Well, mostly.
Everything. This is a podcast. You can swear to if you want.
Oh, that changes everything. Let's see here once. Might as well keep it on brand a little bit here.
Oh.
What was the last concert you went to, and what was the experience like?
The last concert I've been to, like legit concert. Well, I went to the Astronomers when they were at Meyer, and that was an outstanding show. But I went to Macklemore at the Rave last fall. Oh man, and that's such an amazing show. And he knows he shot photos for Ben.
Yeah, Ben is such a great. I was thinking it was Marcus King, but now that I think about it, it was Summerfest, and we just saw a bunch of bands down there. I can't even think of. We saw Swaco, which was crazy because I didn't realize that he was going to be there. We were waiting underneath the tent, and all of a sudden Swaco comes out, and we actually put on a set of wheels on his BMW when I used to work at this last place when I was into like aftermarket automotive stuff. And so it was cool to see him doing the show. And then he called everybody up into the mosh pit, right? And I brought my little like cousin down with me. He's 18 years old. So I'm like, let's go. We're going to the mosh pit, right? I turn around. My brother's not there. My cousin isn't there. The only person that's
Have fun,
there,
old man.
I'm like right next to Swaco. I'm pushing him up because he needs to get out of the crowd. I'm recording it. I lost my Whoop bracelet. Dude, I'm like 40 in there getting it. That's all I'm saying.
Awesome. My question. Oh, jeez. I know to think about it. I know.
I went the easy route already, though.
You
so.
did. You did. I don't know.
Like better me.
Right.
Dang.
Oh, look, the vote's in. At least 50% of
Put
it.
him on the spot.
Yeah.
Right?
That wasn't that hard.
Yeah, you weren't even supposed to answer it. But.
You're just right away.
She does all the work. Remember,
Yeah.
I was like,
That's right. I did say
Oh,
that,
yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah.
She's our main contact. I mean, we have to like Jess.
I don't know. I guess looking at genres of music, what is your favorite type of music, and what are you most apt to buy tickets for?
I have such a hard time answering this. To be honest with you, being a huge music enthusiast, I do love like underground hardcore hip hop still to this day. I grew up with it in the days of like Snoop and Dre and all those guys. Were literally early 2000s. I was in high school, so it was almost impossible not to like hip hop, right? And that also includes all the alternative bands that kind of followed that. You know, I was a big Korn, Limp Bizkit, all those guys, but I don't really listen to them anymore. But I still love, you know, alternative music, more the alt blue genre. So again, Black Keys, those are my go-tos, you know what I mean? And I also like a lot of folk acoustic. So depending on,
So
That
everything-
really narrows
that's
it
in
down.
order. That's in order. That's in order. This is hard for me to answer. That's how I told you.
1961. My favorite
Yeah,
band
yeah.
is,
Yeah, right. No, I'm a straight '90s hip hop guy. That's what we grew up with, right? Like that's my thing. Now, I listen, Hosier. I listen to a little bit now, and stuff like that. Hosier,
right.
whatever. I don't know how to say his name. He's good. He's very talented.
Yeah,
So
is Noah Khan.
Noah Khan's amazing. My wife loves Noah Khan. Just stuff like that. I don't know. Whatever mood I'm in is probably what I'm hitting most of the time. But if '90s hip hop comes on, I'm in a good mood.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode with Epic. Of course, we sat down with Jessica and Ryan. We got an opportunity to talk about what Epic is doing as an entertainment space, bringing everything from heavy metal to country. But this year, they're bringing us, actually, we're bringing a show to them, really. Take Action Realty, talking about Harvest Fest with the Astronomers, the Kurt Gunn Band, and the Brad Bardini Band, which we'll talk a little bit. But man, that interview was really sweet.
It was awesome. It was really cool to hear their story about, just the start of, them being in COVID and then, almost essentially like last episode, we talked about flipping. Well, they flipped a whole department store into a concert
space.
venue.
Dude, that intro is so cool when you walk in, you see all these guitars up on the wall and just all the different artists.
It's such a cool venue. It's intimate. It's just really nice. It brings people together. And that's what we're all about is, bringing people together. And that's kind of a good segue into Harvest Fest.
And Harvest Fest is really for you guys to open it up to the community and have a good time. So what we're looking to do from 11 to 3 o'clock at Epic in Green Bay, we're looking to open up the space to really essentially the families. So if you're looking to come through the day portion, you can come through and check out some fun yard games. Of course, we're going to be having some Fall Fest photo opportunities for your family, so you can use those for all the holiday cards. We did it last year. It turned out really great.
Yep.
And so we're excited to do that again. There's going to be some snacks there, and we're also going to be able to have some pumpkin decorations going on for the little ones on the inside. All you have to do is come on through, and we're also going to be supporting a charity, which you can donate not just at the concert that night, but also during the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And, affordable housing is a big issue in our area. And I think it is everywhere in the country, but we have a wonderful person that I work with closely in the real estate investing groups who has started a nonprofit towards affordable housing. So we're going to, Northeast Wisconsin Affordable Housing nonprofit we're going to be working with. And, we're going to be giving a portion of the proceeds to that cause. And we think it's a big deal. And they go around, we talked about flipping and, we continually comes back around on that little full circle moment, but they actually flip houses and then they have, programs that help people live under market value rent. So that's a big thing, something needed.
Great organization helping people to thrive in the community and get into housing. This is a solution that we would love to continue to support. And so come on through. The event is only $25. You literally can pick up tickets at Epic Green Bay. Just go right out to their website, which we'll link below. You can also go over to our Facebook and you can hit the link through our Facebook event. Also, we have some information on if you're one of our VIPs, which Monte will be talking about in a minute, but you're probably going to see these posters out there or hear us on the radio. So if you're interested in coming seeing the Astronomers and you're just a fan of the bands, cool. But if you want to come and hang out with us too, our whole family and friends are going to be there. We're going to be wrapping down the whole deck. I mean, the VIP mezzanine is ours. Take Action's taking over.
Yeah, so anybody who supported us in the past, any past clients, vendors, partners, anybody like that, reach out to me, reach out to Anthony, anybody from our Take Action staff. This is part of you. This is part of what we do with our lifetime home support and our VIP program. So hit us up. These tickets are for you guys. This is what I dreamt of and what I wanted to do. And this is part of us giving, just showing our appreciation to anybody who's helped us get to where we are now.
Absolutely. So thank you again. This year, Harvest Fest, go to the TaRealtyGroup.com. Check out that information. We actually have a page right there with all the links on the bands and even the ticket information. If you have any questions, please send me a message. Our email is right there through our website. Other than that, we want to thank our sponsors like Mad City Windows for coming alongside us and our other friends and family members that are going to be attending. We want to pack the house. We have upwards of 2,000 seats, maybe hundreds of people there this year, but we want to do it every single year, and we can't do it without you.
Yep. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.